I'm back. I am now going to do a quick demonstration on concealer. Alright, so we want to learn, there's a couple different ways that you can use concealer. So we're going to go over a few of them. And Younique has two different kinds of concealers. So we're going to start off real quick. They have a powdered concealer, which can also be used as a pressed powder. Not as a pressed powder, but as a powder to set your makeup. And then we also have and I didn't even bring my concealer brush. Anyway, we're gonna just make do. So this is the Liquid Touch Concealer. So first off, I do have makeup on from this morning, so we're gonna take it off. And we're gonna do kind of two different ways. I want to show you how to just kind of conceal, and then we'll do the concealer with powder on top, and then we'll do the concealer on top of the liquid foundation. But I totally didn't bring the brush for it either. So you can see how to kind of highlight with it, okay? Alright, so first step, of course, when you're gonna go and apply makeup is you want to prime your face. Alright, you want to put primer on so that way it acts as a barrier in between your makeup and your skin and your wrinkles and your crevices. Okay, so the Younique has the mineral concealer, which is just a little powder. So you can use this and basically pat it. And I just want to show you how you use this one. So you would just pat it in your crevices. Now this is the color Fabulous. That is what shade I am. And if you need help color matching, I'll color match you. So when you're patting your concealer under, you want to go underneath your eyes. Sometimes I find that the liquid concealer is a little too thick, so I will dilute it with a little bit of primer to help it go on a little bit easier. So this is the mineral one. And when you're applying your concealer, you want to apply it in a V, okay, under your eye, because you want it to highlight and make this part lighter, okay? You can even use this powder concealer if you had blemishes or anything like that to cover it up, and you're just gonna pat it on there, okay? So what I have learned that you can use this for, because this has a natural illuminator in it, you can use this with the BB cream. So I add the BB cream in the cover here, and you mix it all up and you apply it, and then you blend it with a sponge, and it is awesome. You don't even have to do any highlighting. So another thing you want to, where you'd like to put your concealer is right here in the middle of your forehead, because you want this part lighter, okay? So this is the powder concealer, but what we're going to really work with today is more so the liquid concealer, but I wanted to kind of show you. So when you're putting concealer on, you want to put it there. You can put some on your chin, and then what I would do with this is you can go ahead and use your pressed powder and apply that on top, okay? So just a quick little demo. So let's get down to the nitty gritty and the good stuff, okay? So when you're picking out concealer, you want to pick usually a shade lighter than your foundation, okay? And the reason for that is usually most people want concealer to cover splotches, but they also want to highlight too, all right? So I use the color Liquid Foundation in Taffeta, but I use the Organza concealer. The other thing is too, if you have really dark blue circles, you want to use a concealer that is more in the warm colors, because the pinks and the reds in the warm concealer cancel out the blues and the blacks. All right, since I'm a poor planner, I forgot my brush in my bathroom. So I have a little bit of concealer on my finger, and you can apply it this way. So I'm gonna do it 2 different ways, all right? We're gonna do it on this side underneath the foundation, and then we're gonna do it on this side on top, so that way you can see. We're gonna use this side to cover and this side more as a highlighter, okay? So we're gonna just apply the foundation here, and we're gonna kind of pat it in, and then we're gonna use a sponge. So when you're applying this, I dilute it a little bit with the primer, but you want to apply it in a V. I know that looks weird. And then on your forehead, when you're applying your concealer, you want to apply it almost in a backwards V, if that makes sense. You want it to be lighter here and down on your nose. All right. Now, I don't do this. I use bronzer and like I'll use this color for highlighting. I don't like use like a lot of heavy cakey makeup, okay? All right, so we got this on this side. And then we're gonna put our liquid foundation on without our liquid foundation brush because I suck. And I totally did not grab it, and it's in the other room. You could also put it on your chin because you want your chin lighter. You want to kind of highlight your T-zone and that. All right, so let's go with our liquid foundation. This should be interesting. I mean, I could use my puff brush for it. All right, we're going to use our powder puff brush. This is what we used to use for our liquid foundation. We're going to just go with that for now. All right, couple drops on there. So what I'm going to do on this side is we're going to apply our foundation, and then we're gonna blend it all in. And then I'm going to add the concealer on top, okay? So this is the Liquid Touch foundation. This is the foundation that goes on like a liquid but dries to a powder finish, okay? It actually went on pretty good. That's how they used to apply it before we came out with the specific brush for it. That's how it went. You put it on with your powder puff brush. You just don't want it sitting on there too long because then it'll kind of seep in. All right, so then what we're going to do is come on this side over and kind of blend in where we already put concealer on this side, okay? And you see how we blended in up in there? You can't even tell anymore. Okay, so then see how this side is all blended in, but you can tell that I kind of have concealer on this side and I don't have it on this side, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of the concealer, and this is highlighting, all right? We're going to go on top of our foundation to make this part lighter, okay? And then we're gonna take my sponge and we're gonna blend it in, okay? Now you can get even like, if you can even get like 2 shades darker concealer and use that down in here and kind of act as your dark light. Your dark lights? I don't know, the opposite of highlight. And that to give yourself more definition. Which I've seen some people do that, but to me, honestly, that is just too much work. I don't have time. See, it's perfect for the song playing. I don't have time to do all that blending, but sometimes I don't even wear concealer. All right, so this is me trying to highlight this area, okay? So I kind of blended in the concealer. I'll take my brush to kind of get rid of that little bit of line that's going on right there. But you see how much all of this part of my face is lighter? When you highlight your face, you want this part lighter, you want darker here, light here, dark here, light here. And that's how you do concealer. It's super duper easy. So this is the difference. The lighting's not so good in here right now, but this is the lighter part where we're trying to do more highlighting, and this is the darker part. So how do you finish this? So what I would do is, my favorite, add a little bit more definition, because yes, This is lighter. We've covered up our dark circles, but we don't have any definition on our face, right? Bronzer. Especially now, we're, you know, the winter's getting over, but we're starting to get into spring and we want a little bit of color. I do bronzer. Bronzer right here below my cheekbone. A little bit more on this side. We're just trying to get a little bit of more definition in our face. Go on your chin line to kind of help narrow in your chin. Gets rid of that double chin, little facelift. And then I have a big forehead, so I always add a little bit at the top. Alright, and then you could always add on both sides of your nose if you want to make your nose appear smaller. You go on each side. And you go light in the middle, dark on both sides. If you want your nose, if you have a really narrow nose and you want your nose to appear wider, you go opposite. You go dark in the middle, light on both sides. Alright, so that was the bronzer. And then one more step to kind of add a little bit more color and definition back in our face is we're going to add a tiny, tiny bit of blush on our apple cheeks. Now, you can use concealer to highlight. If y'all don't have this brush, this is like the best brush ever. I use it for like everything. Highlighting. You want to highlight a couple little areas. What I use, there's Tinder in this kit. This one, there's usually in every palette there is a light color. So I'm gonna go here, go right where my cheekbone is. See how the light's hitting on there? I'm gonna go right here. Cupid's bow right there, and then you can even do your chin. You can even go up here, and you're like, but you see the line. And I come with my powder puff brush and just blend it in. See, I used that color this morning on my eyebrows, so whenever I turn and hit the light, you can see and highlight your eyebrow too, and you got the nice little it's called strobing. So that is basically it. Just a couple ways to use concealer. We have the powder concealer, which can be used even as a loose powder. I can go back on top of all of this and set my face with the loose powder concealer. And then we have the liquid foundation. This side I used it more as a highlighter. This side I used it as a concealer. Either way, it doesn't take a lot. I've been using this tube since I started wearing Younique over 18 months ago. So I still have plenty. I haven't even started squeezing the tube. It lasts a long time. A little goes a long way. If you have any questions, let me know. I hope you enjoyed it. Y'all have a good evening. Thanks.